Hi guys, welcome back. All right, Scorpios, let's go ahead and take a quick peek. I'm going to do a storytelling that I've done for all the other zodiacs. Sorry, I was down for 2 days sick, so it's been a rough ride with my lungs lately, but thanks for waiting for me, guys. All right, so because my backdrop has such specific and different color imagery on it, I wanted to go ahead and do a storytelling that would have, each card is kind of going to be a standalone message. So we have Boy of Wands. First off, somebody could play violin or viola. We have a strong sense of a messenger, and we have a very creative, powerful, I feel like somebody's got great decor. Like the way they decorate could be very opulent, lots of reds, golds, heavier brocades. This could be a character, whether they're masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. Scorpio could have a real eye for luxury, and even their home could reflect something where it's like really gorgeous, tiled or carved, either doorway or images of doors, or perhaps artwork and such that's hanging on their walls. But the entire overall flavor to everything is environment. I think as a way to dress or to decorate that makes people understand something about Scorpio without them understanding it themselves. They sense that Scorpio is going places. Scorpio has elegance to them. Scorpio is somebody that is like a natural leader, but without standing there yelling at everybody, hey guys, follow me. I know the way, do it like this, and then it'll look great. No, I think Scorpio, if Scorpio is like a hairdresser or makeup artist or something like that, the way they look themselves makes other people want to look like Scorpio. They want to do what Scorpio does. Scorpio has a way about them. So they could have a lot of copycats around them, because who wouldn't want to come across like, opulent and wealthy and, well put together and elegant and sophisticated. Like it's a natural tendency for Scorpio to decorate this way, dress this way, look this way, but other people are drawn to it without fully understanding why. But Scorpio knows it. And I think in some ways, Scorpio will probably, they are realizing more that they should probably put their own label on their brand. If they create something, they should make sure everybody knows that's my song that you're copying. I feel like the Scorpio is very creative, but they could build an empire, or they can have somebody else build an empire off of their ideas. So they should probably make sure that their stamp of uniqueness is something that they kind of let everybody know that this is my thing. I created this. Whether if they're a hairstylist and their slogan is, the originator of blah, 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 if they come up with a style or a title for the way they do their work, we have a 3 of discs. 3 of Pentacles is all about collaboration, but here we see a farmer growing things, but we've got these crop circles out here too. So is our Scorpio someone who's intrigued and interested by the things from beyond our universe, outside of our solar system? Are they interested in things like that, like Pentacles is about collaboration, but Scorpio is like, I hope that there's other creatures out there in the universe to collaborate with. I would be delighted to gain more insight, more understanding from, other solar systems. That sounds fabulous to me. I feel like regardless, this is a character who's got their feet planted firmly on the ground, but it doesn't mean that they can't understand that there are more things that are unexplained than are explained. There's a lot in our universe that we don't know about, but I feel like this Scorpio is an interesting blend of very solid very much grounded, very knowledgeable, but they also are aware that there's a lot more knowledge for us to learn. So we never stop growing. And there's a lot more out there that hasn't been explained yet. So I feel like this is just a character they could probably collaborate and connect with a lot of different viewpoints, a lot of people that, have different ideas. And I think that this is definitely a character who's able to just really be well accepted in a lot of different avenues, a lot of different realms. We have an Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is usually about personal joy, love, attainment, filling one's own cup, finding love for oneself. This particular Ace of Cups has this gorgeous, ornate, like perfume bottle on it. And I feel like, once again, we see the elegance of Scorpio, but I have to say, this kind of graffiti, kind of ugly little, heart that's been drawn over the top of this otherwise gold, elegant perfume bottle. I have to say, when it comes to love, I think that Scorpio has perhaps come across different romantic partners. There's actually two hearts here, but different romantic partners who have been, how do I say this gently, that have been not up to the same level of behavior or sophistication, perhaps, as Scorpio. I'm going to, they probably would rather go out one really nice appetizer and cocktail at a really nice place than something that is, I don't know, if somebody's whole attempt to get Scorpio's attention is simply emojis and texts, that's not going to work. I feel like Scorpio's had their fair share of people who've approached them that way. And I think that it's almost been like, gosh, do they not see that that's not what I'm about? No, they can only operate from their perspective. And their perspective is, I like that Scorpio, so I'm going to send them lots and lots of emojis. Well, when did they ask Scorpio out? And if they asked Scorpio out, did they take Scorpio someplace nice? Did they go a little extra and show Scorpio, like, I want to show you that there's a respect factor here. It doesn't have to be about spending money, but it does have to be about being thoughtful. And I kind of think that Scorpio has noticed that there are people whose the way their thoughts, even if they are being thoughtful about Scorpio, they don't see it the same way Scorpio does. I feel like Scorpio kind of has a old world charm, or like, if you've ever been through the European cities, you see these incredibly built historical buildings, and there's a lot of beauty there. There's a lot of elegance there. And I kind of think this is like going to like the Vatican and not really dressing to honor the location. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but Scorpio has realized that they have a lot of self-love, and that the way they express that they care about themselves, I think they're really kind to others, but I also think that they're not going to step down from their the way they dress, the way they conduct themselves. They may have a lot of personal respect for themselves, and they also show a lot of respect to others in the way they communicate to others. They have a graciousness to them. And I feel like they realize that's not going to be shared by everyone, but it's not going to make them change the way they do things. The Scorpio will not kind of step down from that level, which I think having romantic partners that weren't at the same level was a really good thing for that Scorpio. It helped them understand the difference between how they operate versus the way other people operate. And we have the High Priestess. So our Scorpio could also be possibly a bit of a mystic. They could have a strong connection to the world of mystery. They could be very intrigued by ancient cultures. We see pyramids, we see Greek columns, we have Roman columns. We have a lot of different ancient wisdom, and they carry a book here too. So I'm going to say that our Scorpio could be extremely drawn toward things that are in the mystical realm, but also ancient history. And, how were some of the ancient buildings built? How were those designs created? That takes me back over to that Three of Discs card, where I keep feeling like we could be dealing with a Scorpio who's like a strong believer in otherworldly influences or hidden knowledge, lost knowledge. They could be a bit of a treasure hunter. They could be somebody who knows that they themselves have a strong sense of connection once in a while. Like they wonder where intuition comes from, because sometimes intuition speaks so plainly to them. And so they realize that there's like another frequency of knowledge that exists. And I just feel like they're very intrigued by this. So this is a spiritual, religious, metaphysical, you name it. You can apply any of those realms because it could be all one and the same. But I just feel like this is a character who's very much aware that listening to their intuition is something very precious. And I think that they're wondering, I wonder how much our ancestors listened to their intuition, and how did their intuition tell them how to build certain structures and do some of the amazing feats during eras when there wasn't all of that technology. So how did they know the movement of the planets and how to build certain structures in accordance with constellations and things like that? There's a lot of intrigue here for this Scorpio. We have an Emperor in the reverse. So in the realm of power, power and structure and control, I kind of think that this is a rebellious Scorpio. I think that they may be the kind of character who steers clear of anything that, or anyone who wants power. Emperor in the reverse can be tyrannical energy. It can be the kind of energy that says, you'll do what I told you to because I told you to. And I feel like this Scorpio has come to the conclusion that there are karmic individuals that we come back around and face off with. And I think this is someone that our Scorpio has come back around and faced again in this lifetime. And I think what they're realizing is, I got their number. I understand them now. This is somebody who craves power, probably because they don't feel very powerful. And I see that now, I spot it. Now, this could be someone that Scorpio met as a potential romantic partner. It could be a parental figure. It could be a boss figure. It could also be Scorpio's own, like one facet of their own character. Like, hey, why is it that I want to control certain things? Oh, because once upon a time I didn't have much control. I get that about me now. It's just the awareness of where that power comes from, or that need for power comes from. And lastly, we have a Four of Cups. So Four of Cups can be missed opportunity, can also be illusion. But you notice that we have the moon so prominent here. I have to say that if anything, Scorpio may just say, God, I wish I had recognized some of these things sooner. Now that I realize when someone is craving power, maybe the reason that they crave it, if I had known that sooner, it would have clicked for me sooner. I might have behaved a little different. I might have let go of them sooner, or I might have not fallen into their confused world. I might not have gotten hoodwinked by their own illusions of grandeur. There are things that it's like we don't know until we know. But this says that a lot of things have become very obvious now to this Scorpio, and they have a little bit of a regret. But I would say that every time there's a full moon, I think that this Scorpio feels really drawn to releasing things and to finding additional knowledge about themselves. Full moons in particular could be important moments for this Scorpio. This is when they maybe have a stronger connection to whatever that high priestess energy is, since we see the full moon up there in the background. But every time they go through another full moon, they may have some other major breakthrough. So it might be a good idea for them, at least for the next 4 months, since it's Four of Cups, they might want to write down their thoughts around the full moon, because they could wind up finding some real interesting breakthroughs every full moon for the next 4 months. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me and being patient while I've been away. I will still probably, well, I have to talk a lot softer. My lungs are a real problem for me, and especially at this point. So I will always be talking probably softer from here on out, which has made people irate, strangely. I don't understand why, but that's okay. There's other channels if I'm just bugging you. But for those of you that are here, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing and supporting my free channel with those free actions. Take care. Bye.